Hello everyone. So welcome back, and in this video we're going to be talking about introduction to politics and government. So my plan is I'm going to be teaching topics in the IGMB syllabus for the next 13 weeks. So I'm going to be picking the topics one after the other, and I hope you found them useful. I hope you find my explanation useful. So without taking too much time, let's get right into it. Please ensure you subscribe to this channel, and also I wanted to say that you should switch on your notification bell so when I drop another video you'll be able to know. And in case you have questions, maybe there's something I explained that I did not answer, please do well to comment. Drop your question. I will be here to answer all your questions. Okay, so right now let's get right into it. Have you ever heard people say politics is a dirty game, or government is responsible for all our problems? I believe that we've heard it a lot, but what do these terms really mean? Are they the same thing? Politics and government, are they the same thing? This is what we are going to be learning. So today we will explore what politics and government mean, how they work, and the major differences between them. Okay, so let's go into meaning of politics. Like I said in the last video, you can pause if you want to copy what I wrote here, the note I'm sharing on my screen. You can pause it to copy it. All right, there's no problem. And then you can now play to listen to my explanation. So let's get right into meaning of politics. So politics is the process of making decisions that affect a group of people. So it can be defined as the activities, processes, and decisions involved in governing a society or a group of people. So what it means is the process of making decisions that affect a group of people. That is politics. It involves struggles for power. It involves leadership. It involves control over resources in society, right? So we have different scholars that define politics. Harold Glaswell defined politics. It said politics is about who gets what, when the person gets it, and how the person gets it. David Easton says politics is the authoritative allocation of values in society. Aristotle says that man is by nature a political animal, right? So let's look at the key aspect of politics. I believe you understand what politics means now. So it's just talking about the activities, the processes, the decisions involved in governing a society. That is exactly what politics means. All the activities, all the processes, all the decisions involved in governing a society or a group of people. So key aspect of politics, right? What are the key aspects? More like the key features. What does politics entail? Number one, it entails power struggle. You can see that in your environment. When it's politics, you see power struggle. People competing for leadership and authority. Different people or groups compete for leadership, right? And then politics also involves decision making. Politicians make laws and policies that affect citizens. So they create laws, policies, and resolve conflicts. Then policies also involve public affairs, right? Politics involves government activities that affect society. Politics involves debate, negotiations, and sometimes conflict. So, for example, imagine a school election where different students compete to become the senior prefect. That's politics. So there's power struggle, there's decision making, there's public affairs, the people that the decision affects. So, when people compete to become the senior prefect in the school, they promise better school facilities and they campaign for votes. That is politics. Okay, so please do not forget the definition I gave on politics. So now let's dive into meaning of government. Government is the system, structure, or institution responsible for making and enforcing laws in a society. So let me just stop right there and let me say something. So this note I'm giving you is just a summary. It's just to explain to you what it means. I believe that you're going to do further study so that you can have a lot of things to write when you are being asked this question during your exam. So this is just me explaining it to you in a very simple manner for you to understand when you are reading, right? So to explain government in simple terms, government is an institution that makes and enforces laws for a society. Government is an institution that makes and enforces laws for a society. Government provides order, provides security, and leadership, right? Every country has a government that rules over its citizen. Every country has a government. So government is an institution that makes and enforces law for a society, and every country has a government that rules over its citizens. The government provides order, provides security, and provides leadership to the people. So what are the types of government that we have? We have democracy, where people vote for their leaders. Government, that's what they call government by the people. So people tend to vote in democracy. That's like, for example, Nigeria, for example, in USA. Then we have monarchy type of government. This is when people are ruled by a king or queen. For example, in the United Kingdom. We also have the military rule, right? That's when government led by the armed forces, government controlled by the world by the armed forces. We also have dictatorship. This is one person, when one person has absolute power. This is government whereby people are ruled by one person with absolute power. For example, in North Korea, you can read more about North Korea government, okay? So now, what are the functions of governments? What are the functions of government? Law and order, that's one. Law and order. They can tell you to outline and explain. So you outline and then you explain. Law and order, number one. Government makes and enforces laws. So the government makes a law. People should not go out when it's 7 o'clock. Bikes should not walk when it's so time, and they enforce it. They put the police out there to enforce the law so that people adhere to the law. Then function of government, security. Government protects the country from internal and external threats. You see that you are traveling, you see police on the road, you see soldiers on the road. That is them providing security and defense, okay? And then we have another function, public services. Government provides education, provides healthcare and infrastructure. Look at government schools, federal universities. That's functions of the government. They promote economic growth and welfare, providing, they manage resources and ensures financial stability for everyone, and they protect, citizens' rights. So in politics is the process of choosing a class captain. I'm trying to put those things together. I just explained what politics and government is. So let's say politics is the process of choosing a class captain. Then government is the rules and authority that the class captain follows to run the class. If politics is the process of choosing a class captain, then government is the rules and authority that the class captain follows to run the class. So very quickly, let's go to the nature of politics and government. Please do well to give me a thumbs up if you find this video useful, and do well to please subscribe to the channel and also share. Don't just watch alone. Share with your friends that you think they need this video. So nature of politics and government. Politics is about power and influence. Politics is about power and influence. Politics involves competition. You can see how we say, Jagaban, that's the president of Nigeria. That's power, influence. You say someone is the father. Is the father that everyone listens to. So politics involves power, and when they say nature of someone, when they say what's your nature, I'm gentle by nature. So what are the things that politics? What can you say is the nature of politics? Politics is about power and influence. Politics involves competition, debate, and alliances. It involves negotiation. You see people negotiate. This is my turn. In the next 4 years is your turn. You see conflict. You see compromises. You see debate. And then politics happens everywhere, in schools, workplaces, families, and governments. You can also do more research on the nature of politics. So it occurs in all aspects of life, not just in government, right? And now let's look at the nature of government. Government is an institution with formal authority. So it's an institution, it's a body. When they now say formal authority, authority has been given to, government has that authority to make sure these things need to be done and it is done. So government is an institution with a legal authority. There's people that they don't have legal authority to do something. Like now, an armed robber comes to your house. They do not have the authority to come to your house. It's illegal, right? But they will use force. So when someone has formal authority, that means, for example, you can say a police officer, it might not even be holding a gun, but you'll be scared because there's a backing, there's a formal authority that is backing that institution up to do some certain things, right? So government is responsible for lawmaking and policy enforcement. When they make a law, they ensure that they enforce it, right? And government has structures and systems. So what do I mean by that? Government is divided into 3 arms. We have the executive, and the executive means the president or governor. they enforce law, right? Then we have the legislature, that's the National Assembly, that makes law. Then we have the judiciary. Judiciary what? Interprets laws. That's the courts. Judiciary is the court. Legislature is what? National Assembly that makes the law. And judiciary what? Interprets law. Okay? So let's look at differences between politics and government. Differences between politics and government. They can ask you to state the differences between politics and government. So number one, politics is a process of decision making and power struggle. Politics is a process of decision making and power struggle. Is a process you want to decide who should be your leader, who are we picking, and then government and institution that implement decisions. They implement decisions. Everything that you see that is happening in your country right now, in Nigeria, for example, is a decision that is being implemented. This is what we want to do. This is the price of what we want petrol to be. Is an institution that implements decision. Then number two, politics involves competition for power and influence. Of course, you can see people are competing to become the president, to become governor, to become chief of staff and all of that. Then government enforces laws and policies. They enforce laws and policies. Then politics exists in all human organizations, not just in the states. It is in all human organizations, in your work, even in church. You hear work politics, you hear church politics, right? And then government exists mainly in a structured political system. Government exists mainly in a structured political system. Now, politics includes political parties, elections and campaigns, right? While government includes executive, legislative, and then judicial branches. So politics happen during elections when different parties campaign for votes. Then government begins after the election when the winning party starts ruling. I believe you understand what I mean. Politics happens during elections when different parties campaign for votes. Government begins after the election when the winning party starts ruling. So think of politics as a football match where different teams compete for victory. But government is the referee that ensures the game follows the rules. Let me take that again. So you need to think of politics as a football match where different teams, they compete for victory. You see, Manchester United want to win, Chelsea want to win. Now, what represents the government there is the referee that ensures that the game follows the rules. So let's quickly do a short recap of what I taught in this video. Politics is the struggle for power and decision making in society. There's the struggle for power and decision making in the society. Then government is the institution that makes and enforces laws. Government is the institution that makes and enforces laws. Then I also said politics happens everywhere. Like I gave an illustration of in football, right? Different teams compete to win. Politics happens everywhere, but government exists only in a structured system. Government exists only in a structured system. Then politics is about competition for power, while government is about administration and control. Government is about administration and control. So politics and government, they shape our daily lives. From the laws we follow to the leaders we choose. Politics and government shape our daily lives. Understanding them now helps us become informed citizens. It helps us to become informed citizens. So, for your when you read more on it, I want you to practice these questions. Like I said in my last video, get a journal for each of these subjects. All these possible questions that I put, answer them like you are in your exam. Write the answer that you put there. Thank God you are not in the exam, but you are assuming you are in the exam. So now, when you realize that you cannot write so much on a topic, that means you don't know the topic, then get a book, get answers to the thing. The more you practice those questions, the better they stick to you. So when it's time for your exam, you're not even carrying any textbook, you're carrying your jotting notes. So possible exam questions: define politics and explain its key characteristics. What are the major functions of government? Differentiate between politics and government with examples. And then explain how politics exists beyond government institutions. Then number 5, discuss the relationship between politics and government. Like I said, please ask questions. If there's anything you do not understand, please drop them in the comment section. I'll be there to answer all your questions. Thank you so much, and once again, please do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.